Good evening. Welcome to Source 16 News at 10. Congressman Ed Whitfield today paid a visit to employees at Hopkinsville Electric System and toured their facility. While there, he said after a 2-week continuing resolution, Congress recently passed a 3-week continuing resolution because of disagreements between government figures.
The reason that we have these short resolutions to operate the government is that the Senate leadership has not been able to reach agreement with the House, and then also the Democrats and the Senate have not been able to agree with each other. So it's our hope that when this 3-week expires that we will be able to do a continuing resolution throughout the rest of the fiscal year.
To combat the problem, Whitfield proposed reforming Congress into an institution by going to a 2-year budget and appropriation cycle.
Year budget and appropriation cycle, so that 1 year you can focus on financial side of government, and the next year you can focus on the substantive or authorizing side of government.
During his visit at HES, Whitfield spoke to employees about smart grid technology, economic impact, and supply and demand at the local electric facility. We will also have Whitfield's comments on the conflict in Libya and nuclear power plant safety in the U.S. coming up tomorrow night on Source 16 News at 6 and 10. A fire in Fulton County ended up closing Highway 94 this morning. Hickman City Fire Department Captain Douglas Gaskins told Source 16 that crews responded to the single-story house fire around 7:30 this morning on Moscow Avenue, Highway 94 near 10th Avenue in Hickman. Gaskins says crews closed the road for about 2 hours so they could get to fire hydrants in the area to help put out the blaze. No one was reportedly in the home at the time of the fire. A fatal motorcycle wreck in Christian County over the weekend claimed the life of a New York man. According to a Christian County Sheriff's report, 41-year-old Lance Britton of Forestville was driving west on Crofton-Dawson Road near Crofton Saturday morning when he came around a curve and ran off the road. Police say the motorcycle then traveled about 56 feet and hit a raised hump of dirt, which caused the motorcycle to become airborne for about 36 feet and eject Britton. A witness riding with Britton says he looked back in his rearview mirror and saw him run off the road for no apparent reason. Highway 91 north of Princeton was shut down for over 5 hours today after a tandem hopper truck hauling ammonia nitrate, emulsifier, and blasting caps overturned. Around 8:30 this morning, Kentucky State Police say 35-year-old Charles Wilkerson of Dawson Springs was driving north on Kentucky 91 when about 3 to 4 miles north of Princeton, his truck ran off the shoulder of the road. Police say Wilkerson overcorrected, causing the truck to travel into the southbound lane where his load shifted and the truck overturned onto the driver's side. Wilkerson was transported by ambulance to Caldwell County's Medical Center. The State Fire Marshal's Office, State Highway Department, and State Environmental Protection Agency assisted law enforcement authorities with cleanup at the scene. Police say a 5-year-old girl suffered a skull fracture after she was hit by a vehicle last night around 7:30. Hopkinsville police report 5-year-old Shania Brody of Hopkinsville and her brother were crossing Spring Street in the 1400 block headed to her aunt's house when she was hit by a SUV driven by 29-year-old Leon Davey of Hopkinsville. Police say the impact threw the child, causing her to land on the ground and skid a short distance. The driver of the vehicle, Davey, told police he did not see the children in the roadway and didn't realize anything had happened until after the impact. Police say Brody sustained multiple abrasions to her right arm and upper leg, as well as her face and lips. She was taken by ambulance to the emergency room at Jenny Stewart Medical Center, where a doctor also found a skull fracture to the back right side of her head. A science class at Callaway County High School was evacuated this morning after a thermometer containing mercury was broken. A response team composed of science teachers and CCHS administrators immediately removed all students from the classroom and began carefully cleaning the small spill. Officials with the Callaway County Health Department and the Kentucky Department of Environmental Protection were notified due to standard procedures for a mercury spill. The officials swept the classroom using sensitive mercury detection equipment and declared it clean and safe for students to return. A 62-year-old local woman was arrested on robbery and other offenses after she allegedly assaulted a convenience store clerk over the weekend. Hopkinsville police arrested Annie Harris of Oak Grove Sunday night around 8:15 and charged her with first-degree robbery, first-degree unlawful imprisonment, and alcohol intoxication in a public place. According to the report, Harris entered Scott's Market at 1411 East 9th Street and demanded money from the clerk after she had paid for and pumped gas. When the clerk refused, police say Harris pushed customers out of the store, locked the door, and began assaulting the clerk and hit her multiple times in the face before the clerk got away and exited the store. According to police, Harris had a strong odor of alcohol on her breath and was very unsteady on her feet. The attorney that represents the Nashville woman who allegedly attacked the mayor's wife was arrested in Christian County Friday on some vehicle-related violations. 58-year-old Nancy Calloway of Elkton was arrested by sheriff's deputies at the Christian County Justice Center around 4:45 Friday afternoon after her vehicle registration came back to a green van, but the registration was on a 2002 white Jaguar. Calloway was charged with improper registration plate, no registration receipt, no registration plates, and failure of owner to maintain required insurance. Her car was towed by S&S Towing as she was released from jail a short time after she was taken into custody. Calloway represents Lori Little, who is in jail facing charges in connection to an assault on the mayor's wife, Henrietta Kemp, on December 15th. Authorities are investigating the theft at a Benton business over the weekend. Daryl Newton of Newton Outdoors told the Marshall County Sheriff's Department Saturday that someone had cut the fence to his outside storage area and stole a red 2011 Polaris Sportsman four-wheeler and a red 2011 Polaris RZR Ranger RZR, similar to the one seen here, from his inventory. If anyone has any information regarding the thefts, please contact the Marshall County Sheriff's Office or you may call 527-COPS. The Pennyroyal Area Museum successfully hosted their 19th annual Edgar Cayce Seminar Saturday, where karma, reincarnation, and psychic readings were just some of the many interesting topics discussed during the event. Residents as far away as Atlanta, Georgia attended the event, where local historian William Turner spoke about the personal life of Hopkinsville's most famous resident, Edgar Cayce.
We'll see today, it's the one where the first reading was conducted. Where were you on March 30th, 1901? You were somewhere. And had you been in Hopkinsville, you would have probably heard about the fact that Edgar gave the first reading personally conducted in his long career, from March 30th, 1901 until September of 1944. Well, 14,200 plus readings were given about his life.
Following Turner's presentation, author Ann Jaffin spoke about regression, karma, and reincarnation and how the topics related to Cayce's readings.
Really, we all play all kinds of roles. We're somebody's spouse, somebody's parent, somebody's employee, whatever. But we know from the Cayce readings, we know from the Bible who we really are. Genesis tells us we are made in the image of God. The Cayce readings tell us we have the universal Christ consciousness imprinted within us, and the readings describe us as incredibly powerful beings, not weak at all.
Cayce was a world-renowned psychic in the 1930s who was able to make predictions while going into a trance-like state. Saturday's event concluded the two-day seminar, which began Friday at the museum with a birthday party to Edgar Cayce. Two Hopkinsville residents are $1,000 richer after they were both named the city's Hop Down the Pounds winners Saturday. Source16 spoke to the first place winner, Zlatko Skuljan, who lost 33 pounds, and second place winner, Jamie Yoakley, who lost 30 pounds, about how they were able to successfully shed their pounds.
Basically just exercising every day and eating right.
Not being bored. One of the number one things I like to do is I like to watch a movie while I run on the treadmill, or I even take a DVD player with me to the Y and I'll watch a movie while I'm pedaling the bike.
Officials also recognized 4 other people for losing the most weight in their age group. Healthy Communities Coalition Coordinator Devin Jenkins explains why this program helped residents lose weight.
And through this, we were able to capture an audience who wanted to focus on their weight, but we were also able to give them information on how to lead healthier lifestyles through physical activity, changing their eating habits, things like that. So it was developed to kind of be a jump start to leading a healthier lifestyle.
The 8-week program, which included fitness classes and nutrition advice, was sponsored by the Healthy Community Coalition and initially attracted 450 people to register for the program. Now it's time to take a look at some upcoming chamber events brought to you by the Hopkinsville-Christian County Community Vision Plan. Hopkinsville Electric System Energy Net will host a ribbon cutting tomorrow at noon at the downtown Farmers Market Pavilion located at the corners of 9th and Main Streets. Meanwhile, the Hopkinsville area chapter of the Compassionate Friends will host singer Alan Peterson as part of his Angels Across the USA tour. The local concert will be held tomorrow night at 6:30 at the Christian County Baptist Association building at 905 North Drive. The public is invited, although you are asked not to bring young children. And Murray State University's Small Business Development Center will be hosting a seminar Tuesday evening from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Chamber of Commerce. The Essentials for Starting Your Own Business seminar is designed to assist individuals in taking those first business steps and developing a business plan. These chamber events are brought to you by the Hopkinsville Christian County Vision Plan. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot is $244 million, and Wednesday's Powerball jackpot is $101 million.